Here we go again, another year and more videos. Actually, I wasn't going to make a video today because I'm working on some other videos, a few sort of more important videos in my opinion about the industry, where we are and how we can improve and move on from here. But then I thought, you know what, I need to introduce these videos, and why not do it with the first video of the year? You know how it is. New Year rolls around, people make New Year's resolutions, they join the gym, then they end up going for 1 month and then they quit, or they stop smoking or drinking or whatever. You know, whatever they decide, they have a New Year's resolution and then they just fail epically at keeping their word. But here's the thing, I made a New Year's resolution also. And it's actually many different ones, but really you could tie it up as one thing. And the one thing is to make sure that I'm not a part of the problem. I want to be, at least I want to contribute to the solution, whatever that solution may be, you know. I want to contribute to improving things and making things better and more enjoyable and more fun, and on every level, really. It's in this world we live in, it's so easy to sort of be negative and be a part of the problem, really. Like in today's world, if you're just indifferent, if you're like one of those people who says, well, I don't see color. Well, okay, well, maybe that's why you don't see the problems, because you don't see color. Kind of, you see what I mean? If you don't acknowledge something, then you don't see a problem. Indifference can be a part of the problem many times. You have to speak up. You have to sort of, you know, take a stand for what's right. And having said that, I'm not talking about big world problems now. I'm talking about our industry, RC racing. So I'm going to take a look at some things that we could improve in RC racing. But first, we have to roll the intro. When I was a child, I had this thought or this idea in my mind that adults, they have it all figured out. Like I just, you know, looked around me and I saw that adults were running companies, running countries. They knew what was going on. They got it. I mean, I looked at anything like my computer or a car or an airplane and anything. Just pick up pretty much anything and look at it and think, how was this made? Like someone figured this out. Someone made this. Someone created this. So I just thought, man, like adults, one day I'll be an adult and then I'll understand. Because I could see, as a child, I could see like there's so much about the world that I don't understand. But these adults, they seem to know what's going on. So, well, I'll just, you know, grow up and figure it out. And that day never really came. There was no magic. I wasn't suddenly like, okay, I'm an adult, now I know how everything works. No, it doesn't work that way. And then the scary thought was that, you know what? This is me, this is how I am, this is how most other people are too. There is no magic. People don't suddenly become adults and go all genius level. No, that's not how it works. It's like George Carlin says,
think of how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that.
Why am I saying this? What am I trying to explain? What I'm trying to explain is progress and improvement and our enjoyment in RC racing, it's up to us. Or is it down to us? It's up to us or down to us? Anyway, we are responsible for that. If we complain about something, we need to change that. No one else is going to sort of change it for us. We have to do it. So instead of just complaining about everything and struggling and companies going bankrupt and not enough new people entering the hobby and things being expensive and us not having track time and all of these different things that we think should be better, how about we just change that? You know, how about we take some responsibility and think, okay, you know what? Let's change this, because we can do that. So I just want to go through a few things. So I'm preparing a bit of a video series almost, you could say. I'm going to go over a few different points that I think are important. And the thing that I want to do is I just want to highlight these facts. I want to put them out there, and then hopefully they can help. Hopefully some people feel inspired. Hopefully some ideas get taken up and people run with them. But I've been trying to push for change in the industry for so many years. It's getting kind of old, to be honest. So I want to do this like final push, and then I want to focus on the things that make me happy and that I enjoy after that. So hopefully it's successful, and then we can all enjoy racing even more, but here goes. So let's check this out first, because I thought this was interesting. So the Dirt DNC Joey Christensen, why am I singling him out? No, not really. I'm talking about a few different people here and organizations, because the thing is that we have people in the industry who have power in different ways. They have power to influence the industry, the rules, the regulations, how races are organized, what's expected of a big race. They have the power to greatly influence the perception people have of RC racing. And Joey is one of those people. So I think if we think about something great about Joey, it is the style of tracks that he has brought to RC racing. So when we go back to a time pre-Joey, many of the tracks were sort of relatively flat with just some, piles of dirt put on the track as jumps. And then we have Joey come in. I mean, I'm sure there were other people at the time too, but he's, for me at least, the number one guy that stands out. Like, he came in, he looked at the track like a supercross track or a BMX track, like BMX dirt jumps and stuff and berms, and made it all 3D and elevation change, and he made it a piece of art. He made the track look spectacular and nice, instead of just being a field with some piles of dirt in it. That's great, okay? I think that's great. He helped to improve the hobby in that respect. But I think he should and could go further than that. And I read his post that he just did a couple of days ago. And let's see what he said here, because, okay, you can go and read it on thedirt.us for yourselves. The important bit is here towards the end, where he says, I hope that together we can refocus on having fun with our friends and competitors and let go of the small stuff. So, okay, let's have fun, unity, let's not argue, fight. We're all in this together kind of thing. Okay, sounds good. Let's make 2021 a new era in RC car racing and show the world how cool and fun it really is. Okay, how are you going to do that, Joey? What are you going to do? How exactly are you going to do this? Is this just words? You just wrote this, or you actually have a plan? Because if you're serious about this, I have some ideas. And I think that, let's look at this. I wrote a blog a long time ago about 2017 DNC first impressions. So let's just read through this quickly. So this is when Degani and I rolled up to the track. So we were pleased to be greeted by an immaculately prepared track with a long straight to really hear those nitro motors scream and get up to speed. A consistent, well-packed surface with carefully crafted, tested and perfected jumps awaited us. Unlike previous years, the amount of classes was limited. We didn't have any unnecessary classes like Legends or Experts, so everyone got decent track time per class. Furthermore, thanks to pre-sign-up, there were no transponder issues or drivers added during the day, saving a lot of time and removing the need to redo the heats after the first practice round. All of this contributed to the fact that we were done with practice at a decent time, around 7 p.m., leaving ample time to relax and socialize. By the way, note that I said that everyone got decent track time per class, because there's another guy that's talked about this. Remember this guy?
And at the end of the day, we want to get as much track time in as little bit of our day as possible.
As much track time in as little bit of our day as possible. That's what the man said. Okay, let's go on. So the facility is amazing. The air compressor has a gigantic tank and that never runs out of air. And there are enough nozzles for everyone. The tire washing station was busy after the morning's damp practice. But as the brushes and water supplied was sufficient, there was never a problem. Tables and chairs were obviously provided for all international drivers. That goes without saying. Unlike most American races, there's also a schedule posted, and every heat's results are posted on the side of the driver's stand immediately after the heat, as everyone does not have Wi-Fi. The schedule really makes it easy to plan your day, as you know what time your race is up. The pit lane is clearly marked with entry and exit, which makes the transitions between heats really smooth. And, of course, spots are marked both for the drivers and the mechanics down below. Qualifying will definitely be really fair and equal for everyone, with consistent watering creating equal track conditions for all, which is great. Everyone gets the same amount of warm-up time for each heat, and no one gets special treatment, like an extra couple of minutes to refire or fix something. That's it for now. More observations once the action really starts. That was back in 2017 I did this. It sounds really great, right? There's only one thing. Everything I wrote in this was the opposite. Go read it, THEQuagraine.com, DNC17, First Impressions. It was an opposite block. It was satire. The point was to highlight the things that were lacking. Now, since then, nothing has changed, obviously. It's still the same. And that's kind of my point. Well, let's go on. Let's move on from Joey and Drake. I have a point. I'm going to tie this together. Give me a minute. So we have this. EFRA. Improve funding, increase efficiency. It's for the next generation. Okay, so EFRA have a plan. They're going to develop the sport. Here we go. A plan for the next 3 years. Keep EFRA as a reference in competition, leadership and image and communication. To bring RC competition outside of RC scene. Kids, new generation. Okay. Improve EFRA economical resources. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Development of special program for kids. Kids development racing program. Okay, so all these things, like, it sounds exciting, you know, they're really doing something, right? So what have they done? They've almost finished a new logo. That's it. That's what they've done. They've almost finished a new logo. So why am I picking on these people? I'm not picking on these people. I'm just holding their feet to the fire in a way. It's like I'm calling them out. I'm going to make videos about this to really explain. But the people in this industry who are respected and have power and influence, they are the adults. They are the people who need to improve our industry and our hobby and make it better than it is. And it's perfectly possible. Like if we look through this, so if we talk about Joey, for example, with DNC, Silver State, all that, oh, it's really hard to organize. I've spoken to him about this, and he said, like, he's doing his best. No, he isn't. That is complete bullshit and an excuse. He isn't doing his best. He does what he needs to do to make the money he does, and he can get away with it because we don't demand more from him. We as racers, we as an industry. We happily go there and race, and that's it. Now, if we look at the income, I just did some math quickly here. So we can see like DNC over the last few years, the income estimated on based on entries and entry fee from 50,000 to 70,000. Then he has sponsors also. So based on what I know about organizing races, he's pocketing about $50,000 per successful race. If not, then he's doing something wrong, seriously. So he makes about 50 grand on a race, and he doesn't provide the basic things that make a race enjoyable and good for, especially for new people coming in. And that's the key. We need new people in our industry. Now, we have to imagine ourselves as them. They don't know much about the hobby. They go club racing, regional racing, they go to their first big race, and if it's just like a complete shit show and there's not enough value for money, then are they going to stick around? We really have to think about this. So I've come up with a bit of a plan for all these different aspects. Race organizing, club racing, regional racing, big races. And I want to make it so it's a win-win. Joey can still make his money, and it's still fun and easy for him. But certain tweaks to the program can make it more fun for the people actually attending, and also make it more likely that those new people who go there enjoy themselves, know what's going on, have a great time, and then come back. When it comes to someone like the Drake, massive figure in racing, in America especially, but also outside of America, he has influence. He has power. Does he not understand his power level? I don't know. But the thing is that he says all the right things in private, but he doesn't do it publicly. What is he afraid of? I don't get it. He complains about the same things that I complain about. He has very similar ideas about how we could improve our industry and improve our racing. What does he do in public? Shows people how to put their pants and socks on, how to use body clips. Like, come on. Say the same things publicly that you say privately, and let's push the industry forward. Let's improve the industry. Also, you have a lot of knowledge to share, so share it. So maybe help people to a higher level than just how to use body clips and fuel tubing. There's a lot more to it. I know he can do it. EFRA, a federation, they aren't doing much really to improve the hobby, or develop the hobby like their development plan says they are, but it's not really their job either, in my opinion. EFRA is the federation, the foundation of racing. They should be the ones in charge of maintaining consistent rules and regulations. Like, these don't change very easily. We make sure that we are consistent and fair. We maintain the prestige of the big championships, and the racing classes. That's what they should do. And then they should be more open-minded and work with other organizations and people to improve and develop the hobby. But now they're just closed in, blinkers on, it's us, fuck everyone else kind of attitude. And that's the wrong attitude. So we're going to go into all these different aspects of big time race organizers, big time racers and public figures in RC and federations. And we're going to see how these different people together could improve RC from what it is today. And this is not anything personal against these people in this video, just an example. I'll make separate videos for these topics, and hopefully you'll get my point after that. But I just wanted to introduce this idea to you. And as for me, what about me? Am I perfect? No, I piss a lot of people off. And that's one of my biggest problems, really, that to get people to work with you, they kind of have to like you, at least not hate you, And for me, mostly, I just get everyone to hate me. But that's beside the point, because I am not the one doing these things. You don't have to like me and work with me to do stuff. I'm perfectly happy being alone, designing my cars, making my videos. That's fine. You don't need to work with me. But maybe some organizations could use some of my ideas. That's fine. They're free. I don't require payment, So I'm putting together, race formats, race schedules, examples that you can just use directly, Excel sheets, PDFs, like boom, just use it. Like it's easy, straightforward. Why not use this? Ideas for how to run different classes, how to give people track time, how to still make the same amount of money as you are now, or enough money. It's a give and take, isn't it? So I think that if we all focus on this, we can improve this. We can get through this. Like Joey said here, he said, I hope that together we can refocus on having fun with our friends and competitors and let go of the small stuff. Let's make 2021 a new era in RC car racing and show the world how cool and fun it really is. And I believe we can do that. But we have to change some things if we want to do that. Joey has to take that same approach that he took to the track design. He needs to take it one step further to event design. His event needs to be better, needs to give more value to people. People like Adam Drake, for example, who, yes, it's great he makes videos. Yes, it's great he has a following and people like him. He needs to push for improvement and change in the industry. And he needs to share better and sort of more advanced information also on his channel to help people. We want to improve this hobby and sport on every level. So let's help each other, share more valuable information with your viewers. Why not? EFRA, the federations, they need to be more open-minded and accepting and work with other organizations and people who are pushing this industry forward. They can't just be like isolationist and just close out everyone else and do everything on their own. That's ridiculous. It's not going to lead anywhere. So, I don't know. When I started making this video, I thought it would be like a positive video, but it turned out pretty negative. But hey, that's just me. This is a subject that really frustrates me. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. And if not, I think it will once you see the individual videos. Anyway, my New Year's resolution to make sure that I'm not a part of the problem, to make sure that I am contributing to the solution. Just overall in everything that I do. That's it. Boom.